we'll talk about it.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Cal Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5 Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091. Visit our website, 5starsoap.com, for buying our 1 to 2 month soap sampler. Thank you.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Let me get straight into this Karl Rove Republican situation. Here is the New York Times today. GOP leaders say Delaware upset hurts Senate hopefuls. Now, they basically said the same thing about Rand Paul. They sent in Cheney to campaign against him. They put all their money behind the Republican establishment pro-bailout candidate. They demonized him, just like the Democrats are now doing. And he's widened his lead against the Democrat in the last few months since he won the primary against the Republican. But they said the same thing. Oh, people extreme like him, and they lied about what he really stood for, he can't win. And so they create this self-fulfilling prophecy of, oh, you can't vote for that candidate because they can't win. And now the Republicans are creating the hoax with the Democrats that all these different real Tea Party candidates who actually, are against the out-of-control spending, the banker bailouts, and the rest of it, that they're bad and that they can't win, and you need to go for establishment Republicans, the same Republicans that are for more banker bailouts, the same Republicans that, under Bush, 4 separate times tried to pass amnesty. The same Republicans like Newt Gingrich who want global carbon taxes and want world government. And the hoax intensifies. I have the transcript here. We're not going to play the entire clip, but it's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com in an article that Paul Watson's written, Anti-Establishment Fervor, a Hammer Blow to the Washington Elite. But here's a transcript from Fox News from last night. Karl Rove questions Christine O'Donnell's serious character problems. And then I have the quotes here. They're saying because it took 20 years for her to pay off her student loans, that is deceptive. Again, these serious questions about how does she make her living? Why did she mislead voters about her college education? How come it took nearly 2 decades to pay her college bills? I've seen numbers of upwards of half of many college students now not paying their loans because they can't. She paid them off. How come it took nearly 2 decades to pay her college bills so she could get her college degree? How did she make a living? Why did she sue a well-known and well-thought-of conservative think tank? Rove. But we also can't make progress if we have candidates who've got serious character problems who cause ordinary voters who are not philosophically aligned with us to not vote for our candidates out of concern of what they said and what they will do. I mean, you've got Republican and Democratic House members that go to Congress worth a few $100,000, and they leave a decade later, sometimes worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, sometimes billions of dollars in some cases. In every case, their net worth just skyrockets because they're paid off. They're given business deals and business offers, and one of the most classic payoffs is they will buy a piece of property dirt cheap, and then someone will buy it for 3, 4, 5, or even more times what it's worth. And they've got all these other little inside sweetheart deals that make Hillary Clinton's cattle futures scam look like child's play. So they're going after this lady saying she didn't pay off her college loan for 20 years but did pay it off, and she had an $11,000 unpaid tax bill because she didn't have it in 2005, and the IRS put a lien on her. No judge, no jury, no proof. The IRS just sent her a letter, and this has happened to us, saying, you miscalculated by $5,000 on your taxes. This was 3 years ago, so now penalties and interest, we want $15,000. That's happened to yours truly. Pay it, or we're going to seize your bank account. And if you don't pay quick, they put a lien on you. Then they seize your bank account. This happened to this poor lady, and then she ended up paying it later. Meanwhile, you've got Geithner not paying taxes for 5 years completely. You've got large portions of the Congress not even paying them, period. You've got record numbers of White House staffers and White House officials and czars not paying taxes, involved in all forms of corruption. But none of that's an issue. No, the issue is this lady had a lien thrown on her by the IRS because the IRS said she owed some money. I pulled up the numbers. It was a couple $1,000, but for penalties and interest, they wanted $11,000 from her and slapped a lien on her. Slapped a lien on her to get it. And now, oh my gosh, because this lady had a lien on her, this is, what's the quote that he uses over and over again trying to hammer into your brain? Serious character problems. Now, I don't know this lady from the side of a barn, but the fact that the system is attacking her, the fact that the system is demonizing her, the fact that they have the Republicans and Democrats coming out against her, I mean, that tells you all you need to know. And Sarah Palin endorsed her. She's endorsed Rand Paul. I mean, you've got to commend her on that. I think she's far better than Glenn Beck. I mean, I know what Glenn Beck is. I'm not really even sure about Sarah Palin. I know she's been hooked in with Kissinger, and that's not good. But, these people run in those circles. But the fact that she endorsed McCain, see, that balances it out that she's bad. Point is, time will tell on this. But you've got really the establishment Republicans doing everything they can to make sure that real patriotic candidates who are anti-private Federal Reserve, who are anti-globalist, who are anti-banker bailouts, do not get into political office. And she's got a good chance of winning if people realize, and the polls show they do, that when someone's being attacked by both sides of the fake political spectrum, that is a certification that they are at least better than what the establishment is trying to push. And now that she's won the primary, and they've had a bunch of other upsets as well, against establishment Republicans in the primary, and establishment Democrats are losing in the primary every time they have primaries. I mean, it's just scores of races every time they have these primaries the last 3-4 months, showing that voters are really starting to get sophisticated, and they're not going to just get conned by the Republicans. They're not just going to get conned by the Democrats. That's why there's record numbers of people not donating to the Republican Party, the RNC itself, who then disperses it to who they want. They're donating directly to candidates. And that's what's got Karl Rove so upset. He wants that money. He wants to be able to control that and put his people into power. And so we can have somebody like George W. Bush, who's for amnesty and all this police state stuff and issuing all these intelligence reports and police training, demonizing people that want to get rid of the Federal Reserve, or real conservatives that want to get us out of wars like Ron Paul because we're going bankrupt and they're immoral. So that's what's going on here. And you're going to hear from Tea Party candidates about getting medical care for the 9/11 responders. You're going to hear from Tea Party candidates criticism of Veterans Affairs signing secret deals with insurance companies to steal their death benefits. You're going to hear about the private Federal Reserve and the New World Order. You are not going to ever hear that out of Karl Rove and people like him. They've been there all along trying to co-opt the libertarian, constitutional, Christian movements, you name it. They've done everything they can. And so let's go ahead and play a short clip of Karl Rove, really demonizing this poor lady and just repeating that talking point over and over again, that she has serious character problems. And then when you actually go find out what those character problems are, he just uses that term. When you actually find out what they are, it took her 20 years to pay off her student loans, and she had an $11,000 lien on her from the IRS. No due process, they just slapped it on her. Here it is.
You know what? If you vote for cap and tax and you have an opponent that says they wouldn't, then they have a choice. They have an option. So I think it was very substantive, very based on issues, very based on the voting record of one and the promised voting record of another.
You know, again, you're making my case. This was about Mike Castle's bad votes. It does conservatives little good to support candidates who, at the end of the day, while they may be conservative in their public statements, do not evince the characteristics of rectitude and truthfulness and sincerity and character that the voters are looking for.
She doesn't show rectitude. This is a guy up there high and mighty saying, I tell you who has rectitude. I tell you who is morally good. I tell you, who you could vote for and who you can't. I'm the grand poobah. I'm the high priest. I'm going to tell you, Republicans, what you can and can't do. You need to stay on the Karl Rove reservation because I am morally of high rectitude. This is the guy lying about WMDs. This is the guy caught red-handed framing a Democratic governor in Alabama. On record. They just framed him, sent him to prison. He was released. This is a guy involved in every dirty trick you can imagine. And all these sycophantic rhino Republican supporters like going to these events because they paid $5,000 to go to a dinner with George Bush and Karl Rove, and they feel like they're part of the power structure. And they go pose like a bunch of parrots in a tree, in this whole pecking order. And Karl Rove's their friend, and they're smart Republicans, and they've been co-opted and scammed for decades, and they want to be suckered again, and they're going to listen to him because he's got so much moral rectitude. This is the White House writing torture memos saying they could even torture people's children with pliers in front of their parents. And even if you think that's moral and good, which obviously it's not, is it moral to then send the private contractors and military people in Afghanistan and Iraq who followed the orders to torture when it finally came out that the White House had ordered it? And we had the memos, the Gonzales and other memos, and Rove was involved defending it. The Gonzales and John Yoo memos, they then sent a bunch of these people to prison. And then Bush comes out 2 months ago and gives a speech saying, I'd order torture again. And all these guys on Fox, I've seen them all say that torture's good and that Jack Bauer's a great patriot and we have real Jack Bauers that are keeping us safe. So they're up there defending it and saying you're a hero if you torture, but by golly, we're going to order you to torture and then send you to prison when you do it. I mean, is that moral? Even those of you that have a torture fetish and think that's tough? Think that's what the good guys do? But you also have double